What's going on, guys? You are locked into Trending with Nate, and today I have a very exciting guest, the beautiful Bambi. Bambi, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks.
I had wanted you on the show for so long.
Yeah.
And she's finally here, guys, a fellow Brummy. So I'm so happy. We've got so much to talk about today. So we're going to get straight into it.
Yeah.
So first of all, I want to talk about how you got into music. What was your journey like? Because from what I know, you were into music from birth. Basically, like you had that in you.
I definitely,
Yeah.
because there's like this video that my dad sent me from when I was like 2 years old. I think it was my birthday.
Yeah.
And he was playing like a really old school jazzy B song. At the time it was popping, obviously.
Yeah.
And there's a video where the music was off, then he'll press play and I'll be like, and then he'll switch it off and I'll stop and he'll press play. Like just bopping like on beat.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, it's just in my blood, naturally. Music is my life.
At what point did you think, okay, I can go somewhere with this? Or was it just something that you thought, yeah, I can sing, I can dance, I'm good at it, but it isn't a career?
Okay, so honestly speaking, I never thought this was something I would want to pursue as a career, because obviously being a Punjabi female in that time, it was frowned upon. So it was there's never any talks about it or any kind of support for me to go down that route. Also, like, I loved singing, I enjoyed dancing, I like to get involved in it, not because it was something I wanted to do professionally, but just because it was my escapism. And it, like anything creative, it's like therapy for me.
Yeah.
So I would go to Bhangra classes, I would do art classes, I would do like various things after school just to like escape. Yeah. And the first time when I realized this is what I should pursue was actually my first music class in high school.
Oh, wow.
Where in our music lesson we were all asked to sing Bob Marley, Three Little Birds.
Yeah.
And then everybody went around the whole class, and then it was my turn, and everyone just stopped like,
When was that?
because I used to be a very shy girl at a young age, but I was very observant. And at the end of the class, my teacher came up to me. She said, "Have you considered like singing properly?" And I was like, "No." She said, "Do you want to join my choir lessons?" I said, "No, not really." And she's like, "Why not?" She said, "Well, because my mum won't let me." And like, what am I going to do in a choir class? Like, it's not really my thing. But she said, "Just try it." She said, "Come for one lesson, and if you don't like it, then just don't come again." I said, "Okay, I mean, got nothing to lose." I went the next week, and it was incredible because, you know, it's just full of good energy, like people with big lungs singing like so many different things, and like I just really loved being there. It's like a big family. We're just singing together, and I was doing a lot of gospel music with them. So it started from that, and then from that, there were people from the choir group where there was a drummer, a guitarist, pianist. They all came up to me and said, "Let's form our own band."
Wow.
So I had my own band in school like for the whole 5 years.
Yeah.
So we're doing talent shows, we're doing gigs outside, like competition.
Wow.
We won every single talent show. It was insane. It was so good.
Way, I never knew that.
Yeah.
What was the band called?
It wasn't called anything. We actually didn't have a name. We went under a Great Bar School because that was how I went to. Because there was a lot of school competitions, like same age group.
Yeah.
So we were just like the Great Bar School representatives, I guess. But it was so much fun.
So you made a point that, you know, being a Punjabi girl, we're not allowed to do these kinds of things. And like, I feel like I've heard my parents' generation and my grandparents' generation talk about that in Punjab.
Yeah.
But it's really, I wouldn't say weird, but maybe upsetting that it was still prevalent in your generation as you was growing up, that you were still faced with that. And do you think parents still kind of had that back home mindset that this isn't something our girls should be doing?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on, of course, generation, but also individuals. So, you know, I think when some people move to the UK or they come out of what they're so used to, you kind of think for yourselves, and it's up to you if you want to open your mind, see how far it can go. unfortunately, some people want to stay in the same mindset because they're afraid to come out of it, you know. And I think with my mom's actually from Punjab, but my dad was born in the UK. So my dad's kind of perspective on life was the opposite to my mom. But I mean, unfortunately, he wasn't really involved in my life. So if he was, he would have pushed me to go down this route because he wanted to be a footballer. Wow. And the same thing happened with him, where my granddad ripped the contracts when he got it for Aston Villa. So he would have been the first Punjabi football player.
Oh my God.
I know. So he was the only one that said to me, don't listen to anyone. If this is what you want to do it, because he's living his life in resentment because his life would have been so different now, what he wanted, you know, and it's a shame. But for them, they see it as get a stable job, we've got businesses, this. And at the same time, I can't blame them because that's all they knew and all they want is the best for us.
And I guess in a way, they feel like it's a level of protection. Yeah. We're protecting our kids. They're going to be settled like this.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I think my mom, my grandma and everyone, they're very traditional. Yeah. You know, they sent me to Punjabi school since I was 7 years old. And so I read, write, speak it. And I was like, well, I can do Punjabi music, you know. I feel like this has all happened for a reason. So yeah, I remember when I first broke the news to my grandma, I said, I want to become a singer because that's when I met PBN. Yeah. And then he was like, I want to sign you. And in my head, I'm like, okay, this opportunity just doesn't come to people. Yeah. A, we need more girls in this scene. B, I'm young. I was like 16.
Is that how old you were when you first came onto the scene?
Yeah, I was 16. Oh I was a baby, yeah. And I was 17 when I put my first song out. Yeah. And by the way, they all said no. And I was so angry with everyone. I was like, I do all this for you guys. I still went to university. I did all this, blah, 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 just to get a picture with a scroll because nobody else went to university in my family. Yeah. I'm doing everything you tell me to do. Just let me do what I do as well. Yeah. But again, like this is a whole journey, it's experiences. And then I was recording my first song, Zalma. Yeah. First time I ever sang in Punjabi in my life. I never trained, a big thing. So it was a whole process. And I never told anyone. And my mom found out because I came back from school and she said, what's this? And so it was a YouTube video. So apparently she got a call from my cousins in Canada and they said, oh, is your daughter a singer? And she said, no. And
it's always the cousins from Canada, isn't it?
Damn you. And then they were like, I swear it's your daughter. It looks like her and it's Bambi Bains. Like there's no other Bambi Bains in this world, I'm sure. And then they sent her the link and then she watched it and she was just like, like, you know, this is terrible. And my heart was racing. I remember I was like, oh, there's worse things I could do in life, Mum, honestly.
Like I could be a crackhead, you know what I mean? I could be on the street.
Surreal. And I was expecting her to like be really, really angry or upset, but she was actually like, this is like very professional. Like, first she was like, what's this? Yeah. But then she switched it. I think she was proud to see that it was doing well because it ended up being #1 on the BBC download chart. So like at the back of that, I started touring around the world and that like 17 years old, this is just crazy.
That's mental.
Yeah, it's this opportunity does not happen. So I had to take it, you know, whether she said yes or no. And I'm such a rebel. If someone tells me not to do it, I will do it.
So how did PBN actually come across you?
So I was part of a Bhangra group from the age of like 12 till 16. So a good 4 years. So it was a girls group and there was a boys side as well. And we were doing gigs like weddings, we were doing parties, we were doing music videos. So there was quite a fair few. I'm not going to say which ones to have braces and everything. You don't want to see that. I used to be like a backing dancer with my girls. And yeah, one of them was the PBN one, which was Fit Demo.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. I was in that. That's the only one I'm going to tell you. And he heard me singing just like randomly, but he couldn't see me. Like I was in the toilet and I was singing. And then we came out And then he must have walked and he said, "Who was that singing?" And
That's so sorry. That's like something out of a movie. Like,
yeah, so weird. Yeah, he was like, because it was all my girls walking out, and he said, "Who was singing?" And I was, like I said, I was very shy. Like I would never promote that I like to sing. And all my friends were like, "It's Bambi, it's Bambi." And I was like, "No, it's not." they all kept saying, "Yeah,
Who's Bambi?"
So they were like, "Trust me, she's such a good singer," and all this. And he was like, okay, you've got some lungs on you. Like, it's really good. And I just did not say it. I was like, "Thank you." By the end of the shoot, he was like, can I have a word with you? And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "I'm actually looking to form my own team of artists. And I think you would be really good for this."
Yeah.
And I said, first of all, I was like, whoa, this was just not expected. Secondly, I was like, but I don't sing in Punjabi. Like, I've never trained. I actually do R&B, gospel. This is how my life was in school, so I'm kind of used to that. And I said, "I don't know how it's going to work with me." He said, "Don't worry about it. Like, we'll train you up. We'll do this." He's like, "But your voice, like, you've got something."
So he was going to sign you by any means.
Yeah. There was like, I think in his mind, because he was looking to form a team, and then he saw, like, you know, Punjabi girl from Birmingham, young, can dance, does this. I think he kind of saw an opportunity. So I think we were just exploring the option. And then he said, "Let's have a meeting and let's talk about what we could do about." And I said, "Okay, cool." After that, that's when I told my grandma. I was like, "So this happened today." And she was like, she was so angry. She was like, "There is no way."
Well, by the way, I'm still going to do it.
I'm like, I remember going to school on the bus and I was like, listening to music. I'm like manifesting, envisioning myself being on stage and all this stuff. And it all came true.
Yes, it's
The power of believing in the universe. I'm such a strong believer of that.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I used to really dream, like I wanted it so much to be an artist. And I used to picture myself on stage performing for people who knew my music and all this for years, and so much that these opportunities just came to me.
And I just think nothing happens by accident, Ina. I think it can happen in the most craziest ways, but if it's meant for you, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You never know how it's going to come for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Bambi, you were 16, 17 when PBN approached you, you got signed, meaning you were still literally in school, in education.
It was a lot that I was doing, but because I was so high in life, I enjoyed everything. I enjoyed school, firstly, which not a lot of people can say, but I genuinely loved school. And then I was obviously going to college in the process, loved college. So I was studying throughout whilst performing on the weekends. And then I actually started working as well, because obviously I got to an age where I need to buy my own stuff. I can't keep asking mom for money. And so I barely slept for years and years, but it was cool though. I wasn't like, oh, I'm exhausted, or, you know, I could
You have the energy as well.
Yeah, because you're just so excited. So for me, I was handling it pretty well, actually. Yeah.
So when you were touring all over the world, what was your family's reaction to that? Because they went from like, you can't do this, to now you are all over the world. You got fans all over the world. What was it like for them?
They love it now. And it's so funny because when if we're at wedding events or whatever, and all of a sudden I hear like a DJ playing a song at a reception, I'm like, oh, this is so awkward. My family are looking at me and they're like, oh, this is Bambi. I'm like, oh, really?
You not trying to stop it?
You know, it's nice. They're very proud. And I think, you know, the main concern was they didn't want me to kind of fall off with reality, because, you know, they're just looking out for me in terms of stability and a proper job, because with music it's 50-50. Exactly. You could either, you know, go ahead and it might not get you anywhere, like you can fall off. The creative industry is so difficult as a whole, or it could absolutely fly off, like you know, but who knows? It's exactly a gamble. It's a risk that I took, but because I believed in myself, and I still do. But doing that, but also having a backup plan. So I was still going to go to uni. I was still going to if, can I say shit hit the fan?
Yeah.
If shit hit the fan, I still have something there. So as long as I'm safe, like, you know, I've got my support system there. But yeah, like I live life on the edge. So
did you feel at like any point, especially when you were younger, that you were kind of living a double life?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's crazy. Like, it's so weird because, like, let's say I went to college, and then like everyone in college, you know, kind of saw that I was releasing music and I was touring, like I'd be in a different country, and it was weird because I'll go back and it was like, so how is this? Like, it must be so cool what you're doing. Yeah. Like, they can't even understand what it's like in my life on that side. Yeah. And also I remember like just walking to the boring after school, which I did with a lot of my friends, like just window shopping, and there'd be so many young girls and boys like, are you Bambi? Are you Bambi? I'm loving it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is mad. Like, it's crazy. It's like I don't consider myself famous. I don't feel like that how these people see me is not how I genuinely feel. Yeah. Like, for me, like till this day, I feel like I'm just a normal person, as I am. But it is weird. Like, I still find
it must have been mad at that age.
At that age, yeah.
You're a kid.
And I'm new to this feeling. Like, it's so weird. Like, the strangers coming up to you like, oh, I'm a fan of you. Like, I was like, okay.
I don't know what I'm meant to do with that information.
I don't know what to say. Like, it's but I'm always like very appreciative, you know.
Because I remember being in like year 10 or year 11, I think, when you released your first track. And you was like the first Punjabi girl from here that we'd really seen. Like, we had obviously Miss Bulja growing up and stuff like that, but you were something new, you were something fresh, and it was like, we can relate to this girl because she's from the UK. Then we found out you're from Brum, and it was like, she's one of us. Like, but it was mad to see someone from here doing what you were doing. Yeah. And then, of course, that Serena came along as well. Yeah. But why do you think there still is such a lack of females in the industry?
You know what, I question myself all the time, and I get asked this all the time. I mean, I could understand, like, in my situation, what I had to go through. That could be one of the reasons, you know, they're not allowed. But I've met so many girls who have much more modern families than I do, and they would be allowed. But I think it's that also the confidence to actually do it, because this industry is so cutthroat, especially as an Indian girl. It is like the stuff I get in comparison to if I was a guy, let's say, they wouldn't get the same amount of I would. It's just because I'm a girl. It's a sad reality. Like, we're just not taken seriously enough. Also, I just feel like the scene in itself in the UK has died down a bit, massively, unfortunately, and I don't know why. It sucks, but I think there's that, and also makes it even harder for girls to come out. Funding, you know, it's just difficult. Like, you can get taken advantage of, manipulated. Yeah, so many things, you know, and there's not many opportunities, like people actually investing or believing in women. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, there's so many talented artists now of this newer generation.
Even you just like scrolling on TikTok and you'll see so many just girls on there singing, and they've got the most beautiful voice, and it's like, why are we not seeing you anywhere else? I really don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's a tricky one. So with you also went into the mainstream, and you were on X Factor. Talk to us about that.
So I was on Britain's Got Talent.
Britain's Got Talent. Okay, my bad.
So everything ended with Team PBN, and I was in university, but just about to graduate. So I was 21 at this point, and I was about to go on and do my PGCE course to be a teacher, and I was this close to applying, and I was like, there's something about this that makes me feel like I'm just settling for less because of what I've experienced. Do you know what I mean?
Because you'd already been on tour.
Because I've already done stuff at such a young age. I'm like, why should I go back to normality when I was getting somewhere on this end? Like, surely there's an opportunity for me to keep climbing. Like, it's all about network, honestly. I love networking. And it just got to a point where I remember on my graduation day, I was like, F this, I'm just going to pack my bags and go. Honestly, like, because I don't know, there was this urge in me. And I'm attracted to risk, like danger, all this stuff, jumping off a plane.
Adrenaline junkie.
I love it. Like, I love speed and all this crazy stuff. And there was something about me just figuring it out that I wanted to do. Because I just got a bit bored, like, you know, being in university, doing the same thing every day. Honestly, I felt like I got nothing from it. I feel like I got more from school than I did from university. But again, I just did it for my family.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I can't keep living my life for my family. I need to feed my soul. Because one thing I always think about is, okay, let's say if I'm about to die now. I'm on my deathbed. I'm going to look back at my life. The last thing I want to say is, what if?
Exactly.
The last thing. That scares the hell out of me. So I have the opportunity right now at this age to just go for it. If I fail, who cares?
At least you tried.
So what? You can always climb back up. Figure it out. The way I live my life is there's always solutions, never problems. Fact, like, yeah. And so I packed my bags, got the train, went to London, and I was auditioning for a girl group. I think there were like 2,000 girls who auditioned up and down the country, and me and 3 other girls got in. And so for a whole year we were together rehearsing, recording music, and we were staying in this very dingy warehouse in Biggin Hill, like next to the airport. And it's like an industrial site. So you go in and it's like there's a kitchen, a bathroom, and then you go upstairs. That was our room, which is like pitch black, 1 light bulb, 2 bunk beds, no windows, and then a dance studio next door. So we were living in there for a whole year, with 3 girls. And that was our life. And then our manager got a call from Simon Cowell saying, do you have any talent you want to bring on the show? I.e. girl group. And so basically what was happening in the background is Little Mix were planning to call it quits, like create their final album, and then once that got out, they wanted to do their own thing. So Simon Cowell wanted the next British girl band, and so that's why he called my manager Anthony, because this is what he does. He forms bands and male bands as well. And so Simon Cowell said, just bring them on the show. Let's see what they're like. It'll be good for exposure, and then we can see if they can get a deal from someone calling for a deal. Because we need a British girl band to represent our country now. Yeah, they had Fifth Harmony in the States.
Yeah,
and then we went on to audition for Britain's Got Talent, and it was a very cool experience. Like it's just so different. And I used to do a lot of talent shows in school, so for me it's I feel like I'm really I'm going back to being a teenager. I love it. And yeah, then we sang and we did our thing, and all the judges loved us. Yeah, and we got to the semi-finals, and the production. Oh my god! So this is when I was like, wow, the way they run this whole show is so professional. It's like amazing, from rehearsals to recording to this, the dances, and I just remember like being on that stage, and the lighting and everything was just proper, the microphone, and everyone's waiting, like everyone's staring at us. My heart was like, do. But it was amazing because I had the girls with me. So it would have been scary if I was by myself. Unfortunately, we didn't get through, but everyone loved us. We were kind of hoping for a deal after that, but we had an audition for the biggest labels you could imagine, like everyone. But they all said, we're not ready yet because we're young and we didn't have like a kind of a vision as a group
of what you wanted to
we wanted it to be in terms of sound, look, and all this stuff. So it's kind of like we just put together and
do something.
We just put together, but with great voices. We all really complemented each other because we all had different personalities and different sounds to our voice, and that's why we worked so well together. So yeah, Little Mix decided they wanted to continue, so therefore we weren't able to get a contract with Psycho. But then, yeah, we still continued as a band, but then it wasn't really getting anywhere. And I also had to put all my stuff on hold for the band.
Yeah.
So I was the one who spoke to the girls first, and I said, this is how I'm feeling. I feel like I'm just, I've been with you guys for a long time and I'm not getting anywhere.
It wasn't really fulfilling.
It wasn't fulfilling me. And I need to make money. I need to live. I need to,
get out of that warehouse.
Get out of this warehouse. Because what? I need to see light.
I need a window.
God, I felt like being like a vampire.
God.
And they all said, you know what, we feel the same. Like, I'm glad you've spoken up. And I said, don't worry about it. I'll speak to the manager. I thought he was going to say, there's no way you're in contractual obligation. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I told him, like, this is genuinely how I'm feeling. And he was like, you know what? It's absolutely fine. I was like, oh, thank God for that, because it could have really gone left. Could have been in court, could have been this.
Oh,
been
wow.
that.
Yeah, it could have actually gone that deep.
Yeah. So that was smooth sailing. Luckily, at the time, I was doing all my influencing stuff. So I was making a lot of money in a short period of time to help me get by.
Yeah.
And then I took a bit of a break because I was now by myself. So I had no management. I had no one to work with. I had to look for my own producers to know. This is when my networking had to begin. Now I'm doing it for myself. I'm not relying on anybody else. So I spent like a few years. Trying to reach out to people, started to make lots and lots of music.
Yeah.
And then eventually found Shay.
So Bambi, you made a point about while you were in the band, you started influencing. So I feel like, with the whole rise of Instagram and influencers, did that kind of blur the line for you? Because you're a singer, you're an artist, and all of a sudden, now you're an influencer.
Yeah.
Did you know what I mean? Did you get kind of caught up in that, and then you were neglecting the music?
Yes, in a way, because actually, I guess influencing wasn't really a term that we knew of. When I started.
Yeah.
I was actually influencing by default.
Yeah.
So, for example, if I was out performing or whatever, because I love fashion, I used to post on Instagram like, oh, this is what I'm wearing, outfit of the day, blah, blah, blah.
I actually remember those, and you always used to have the most banging Indian outfits as well. Yeah.
I was doing it naturally.
Yeah.
And obviously, my following is predominantly women, so they wanted to see that. And that's the music stuff. So, yeah, I was doing that, and then, as soon as I knew I could make money from it, then I'm like, well, this will help me right now.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I was taking opportunity because I was like, well, I don't want to get a normal job because I'll be short on time to actually work on my music, and I'll probably be making much less. So, and living in London is not cheap. Right? I'm just coming over, so life's a bit different.
Yeah.
But it's been a real eye opener for me, and I was saving, and then COVID hit, which was actually, it's unfortunate for a lot of people, but it really helped me, and I believe a lot of creatives, because it gave me the time to just sit back and not stress about the pressure of having to do this, releasing here, do this, I learned how to produce music, which I'm because I'm such a beat head. I always co-produce. I always tell producers what to put in, but I couldn't really articulate because I couldn't do it digitally. Yeah, and I'm such a geek with all this stuff. So I spent the whole of COVID at home every single day on my digital software, just making beats on beats on beats, and it just got better and better, better, better. But not just a certain genre. I did like everything. I did garage. I did house. I did. Okay, I can't do Bangla because there's a certain sound that I need to fish for. R&B, big on. And then Shay, who is my producer currently, he came along because one of my friends knew of him, and they said, "Oh, you need to meet my boy Shay. He's a really good producer. He released a song Genuine. He's with like big boy R&B band back in the day." And I said, "Okay, cool." He came to mine, and we had like a meeting, and initially we just wanted to create a song, which we did. And then when we got into the studio, we realized how much we connected.
Yeah.
Because we were naturally like just showing each other our material. I was showing him the beats I was making. Yeah. I was like, hold on a second, girl, that's sick. Like, that's insane. But the best part is he is just like me.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of mindset, like, we crack jokes, we have the same birthday.
Oh my God. It was just meant to be.
Yeah. And, but musically, like, we have the same style, like, you know, so it's perfect because when we work together, we can just understand each other like that.
Yeah.
And so, then we decided, you know, we just got this synergy. And so let's create our own thing. Like let's keep working together because all we need to do is be consistent and just keep banging out tunes.
Yeah.
And so we were making lots of music. Then we formed our own label called Big Bains in COVID. And that's just a vehicle to help us like release music and all this stuff, business, whatever. And yeah, since then we have done amazing shows. We like incredible. We did out of studios. We did Birmingham Commonwealth. We did that. Did The Great Escape. A lot of the stuff we did was actually a lot of mainstream stuff because I was no longer doing the proper traditional bum rap stuff I was doing before. But the beauty in all of this is I'm British, I'm Punjabi.
And you're bringing them both together?
Bringing both together because don't forget, I never started from bum rap music. I listened to it, but creating it, I started from the other side.
R&B gospel,
R&B gospel, all this stuff. And now what I'm doing, when I make music, it's so natural for me to combine the two.
Yeah.
Because I've experienced both. And I think it's beautiful because the world right now is so accepting of diverse sound.
Oh, they really are.
It's like the perfect timing.
Yeah.
You know,
everyone listens to everything now.
Everything.
Yeah.
The reason I got onto these mainstream festivals is because there's this different sound. Like I'm kind of seeing South Asians in this way, you know? And it's sad because there's no South Asian artist in mainstream music. Not one.
There's not. And I want to kind of rewind a bit. So when you started making your music again, you came to perform at the AP show. And I just feel like that crowd wasn't really accepting of you.
No.
At all. I think their reaction was really, really negative.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I had a feeling it would. I knew it deep down.
Yeah.
But my team were like, "Oh, just do it."
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I did it.
Yeah.
Like, I knew, you know, AP Dylan bands it's gonna be a certain crowd.
Yeah.
And the music I do is probably not gonna cater for them. I mean, it did for a lot of people.
I think the girls loved it. The girls,
is what I mean. Right? Like girls love me. Right?
Yeah,
I always have since I started.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's because I am a girl's girl, you know, like.
And I think a lot of girls can relate to you because, like I said, like you're from here, you're the same generation. Yeah. And I think when you can see someone you can relate to.
Relatable.
Yeah.
And it's the same with like, you know, I guess Sidhu, AP. The guys can relate to them. Like, how many guys are going to relate to me? I mean, I can be boyish and tomboyish. There's only goes so far. So, you know, it is what it is. And the thing is with me, I don't really get offended about stuff like this because I understand it.
Yeah.
It's not nice, but... You know,
was there a mental strain on you at that point, though?
Yeah, I mean, also, you know, I'm an artist and I'm performing music that I've made and created. I was just doing my thing.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of what the reaction was from certain guys, which was pretty cool, I was still doing my thing.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm a professional, right?
100%.
But again, like, you know, they're young boys, they're drunk, they're just there for one guy that they look up to, and they're not there for me, so I can't blame them either, you know?
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like, okay, what industry do I belong in now? Because you're not quite doing the Punjabi music.
Yeah.
The mainstream there also, and that's where you want to. Did you kind of have that feeling like I'm in this no man's land right now?
Yeah. Oh, it's happened so many times because I signed a publishing deal with Sony last year, and it's actually for that reason because I'm combining the two.
Yeah.
But when I'm seeing the kind of work these people are doing, because what they do is they put me in camps with the biggest songwriters and producers who work with Ed Sheeran and blah, blah, blah. So it's a complete different, like I'm exposed to a complete different world.
Yeah.
As opposed to what I'm used to. And
the Punjabi industry bubble,
how they work, and in terms of writing and meaning and lyrics to production, like it's so different. But yeah, when I was in the like being in the Punjabi industry, I do feel like I wasn't appreciated.
Yeah,
because all I'm trying to do is put us on the map in this side. But doing that, they
get offended.
They get offended. I'm like, but I'm not doing this for us. What's going to happen is if I stay in this bubble, I'm not going to get anywhere.
It's like they kind of want to gatekeep you.
Yeah, it's like this, and I get it, but like I can't grow.
But do you think it's a bit hypocritical, because these same people, when AP performed at, you know, I can't remember the name of the awards now, but you know, in Canada, and he represented the Punjabi community, and everyone was so happy that, oh my God, it's a Punjabi guy performing for all these white people. Everyone's happy, but when you're doing it, it's not the same energy. So do you feel it can get hypocritical when it's a Punjabi girl doing it?
Absolutely. I've seen it, and not just from me. Like, I'm not going to name the artists, but other female artists. I've seen the hate they get.
Yeah.
Like, it's sad because they're sick. It's because they're girls, and I just don't understand it. Again, because it's unrelatable, and the hate comes from the guys. I have to be honest. I hardly get hate from girls.
No.
Like in my whole career, not really. It's always been guys.
Who knew men could be so bitter? I don't know.
I know, it's like, this doesn't make any sense to me anymore.
I don't understand. How are you offending them so bad?
They're like, I'm not even doing anything. I'm just doing my thing out here.
All you do is make him very sick. But it's mad because, in a way, you kind of slapped them in the face, because then you're on Glastonbury stages. Like, do you know what I mean? And you're so much more accepted in the mainstream.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's sad because, you know, when I'm doing my thing in this world now, it's like everybody's just giving me so much appreciation.
Yeah.
And they're saying male or female. They're just so nice about everything and professional. They're like, oh, we really love what this is. Like, it's so unique, and like really encouraging me to do more. That they're so invested in me as an artist. And it's so hard actually, like in Sony or whatever, for them to put artists in camps. That doesn't really happen. Like you can ask anyone that's signed to these labels. Yeah, they have to figure their own camps out. Okay, but I'm getting it done for you because they believe in me, and it's like I'm just so appreciating that side. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not on this side. Yeah, but majority of people, they feel like I'm just disregarding them when I'm not.
No, you're doing it for them.
For us. Yeah, I will always do this for us. You know. There are opportunities where I could have absolutely let this go and just done complete English music. Yeah. No Punjabi lyrics. You know, promoting my heritage. Like, I'm so proud of my heritage. Yeah. Honestly, like, I don't have to do it.
No, that's true. You know, you actually could just keep your mouth shut about anything to do with this side of things.
Just to get my foot through the in a quicker way. But that's not my style, man.
No. I love that.
Gonna have to accept it or not.
It is that time of the day. I've got my bullinger bowl with Bambi today. All makes sense. So we're not going to make you do any bullinger, but
I was going to say, way before my time, no.
You're going to pick a piece of paper, and I just want you to sing a line, and it must have that word in there. Very easy.
Okay, you got to try this then, shall we? I love that, the bullinger bowl.
Yeah.
Can I pick another one? I can't think of a song.
What does it say? Oh my God.
Isn't it? Can you think of one? I forgot the lyrics. I forgot the lyrics.
There we go.
That's it. Is that all I had to say? Yeah. Well, I forgot everything else though. It's been a long time. Okay, I'll put this here.
Oh, that's funny.
It's a banger though.
It is a banger.
Sandals. Guess what? Sandals.
I think I should have stuck that.
Sandals.
Even if you want a freestyle, you can make one up.
I've got one actually.
Okay, go on.
Uchi odi de sandal pa ma make the makeup alala me. It's actually my song. My first song. Oh my god. Sandal. Sandal is how you
Sandal.
can't say sandal.
Sandals.
Okay. Rival. I actually don't know anything with this though.
Okay, we'll swap that.
Okay, so do you know any? You're like, yeah, neither do I.
I'm thinking of that Bollywood film when they do that dance.
Lenga. Oh, okay. Oh, so many Lenga songs. God, let me pick one. Oh, what was it? What's that funny one? The drill.
Which
I know, I don't want to do that. You know it's fun, so No, I'm not going to do that. Complete bestie. Okay. God, there's so many. Oh my God.
I can't get that one out of my head now. You put it back.
There you go. Yeah, what's that one? What's that Lenga song? Oh my God. It's gone out of my head. It's like, this is the easiest one. I actually can't think.
It's okay, we'll change.
Unless you can start with one, then I'll probably get it. Can you think of one right now?
No, because you put that silly one in my head.
My mind's just gone blank. Okay, let's do another one.
Yeah, let's try.
I'll be here forever otherwise. It's so easy as well.
It's going to hit her on the way back.
Dollars.
Dollars.
And
Dollars.
Does it have to be a Punjabi song?
No.
Huh. Okay. $100 million bills. How's that song go? I got $1 million bills in my pocket. That's all I know. This was poor. This is a poor game.
We'll do our last one, and then we'll move on to the quick fire, guys.
Okay. Let's see. Oh wow.
Oh my God! Now what?
But yeah, retro.
Right over the top there.
Well, that ended on a good
There
one.
we go. That was a good end.
That was easy.
Okay, now it's time for our quick fire.
Okay.
So let's get into it. You're hosting a dinner with 5 dinner guests.
Yeah.
Dead or alive, who are you picking?
Oh, one of them has to live. What?
Huh?
Dead or alive?
So you can pick 5 people that are dead or alive that you're going to... you could invite them to dinner.
Oh, okay.
One of them has to... Who am I killing?
What? Okay. All right. Who am I inviting?
Yeah.
Okay. My best friend, Tamina. Beyonce.
Yeah.
Not Jay-Z. Sorry. Oh, okay. Best friends, Beyonce, Cardi B.
Oh, yeah.
Fat Amy. Gonna cheat those on.
Oh my God, what a table.
It'll be hilarious.
Table.
Can you imagine the conversation?
I love it.
It's so odd. I love it.
Oh my God. And Lil G will be somewhere there fighting with Alexa in the background. Oh my God, I love it now. Okay, dream collab.
For me, it would be Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
I love him.
we're putting that out.
Lyrical genius.
Yeah. Kendrick is sick. Okay, so, you know in Men in Black, they've got that eraser thing.
Yeah.
If you had that and there was any song of yours you could erase,
Yeah.
which would it be?
It's a good question. Probably Escape.
Okay. And what is that?
I think at the time it was just like a just like a throwaway song kind of thing. I mean, it didn't really come from me, but I think it doesn't really fit in my thing, in my roster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, weirdest food combo
That I normally have. Weirdest food combo. Don't know if I have anything weird.
God, last week, what did someone say? Was it crab meat in bread? Crab meat in, like, you know, like tinned crab sandwich.
Oh, okay, like a deli thing or something.
I don't know. It sounded disgusting.
Oh, okay, yeah, no. I don't actually know. To be honest.
Like, you know how some people have tomato ketchup with broad.
Do they?
Yeah.
Who is that person? They need to get.
I don't know a few. It's disgusting. What? Yeah.
I've never in my life done that.
I wouldn't dare.
No. I mean, I don't really know what I have that's like that. It seems to make sense to me what happened.
Makes sense to me.
I don't know. Okay, chocolate and popcorn, but that's not weird, is it? See,
Yeah,
I told you I'm normal.
Yeah.
Just about.
Okay, what is the worst chat-up line that's been used on you?
Oh, okay, this is a funny one.
Go on.
A guy messaged me once saying, if you cheated on me, I would still apologize to you.
Oh, God. Oh, my God, kill me now.
Like, I can't lie, when I saw that post, when I heard that, it was the funniest thing, because who says that? If you cheated on me, I would still apologize to you. That is quite funny though. Like, you're such an idiot. It wasn't the usual, oh, hi, babe, you alright?
That's true. That's true.
Like, if it was that, oh, okay. But that actually made me laugh. It's true. It was funny.
Yeah, that's true. So actually, that's not one of the worst. That's probably a really good one.
No, yeah, it's a funny one. It's a funny one. Yeah.
All right, what's your guilty pleasure?
Chocolate. Times 10. I'm very bad.
Okay, favourite childhood movie?
Aladdin.
Yeah. Okay, go-to takeaway?
KFC.
You know what? I've got a story about this.
Go on.
There was this one day I was hosting an event, right? So it finished at around midnight-ish. So me and my friend, we are starving. And at this point, the only thing open is KFC. And we're like, you know what? Yeah, let's treat ourselves to KFC. So we're in the drive-thru. Yeah, can we get a bucket? Got the bucket. We forgot to tell them no legs. Because I don't like chicken legs. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not my go-to piece.
Okay.
Anyway, we've got parked up and we're starving. Opened the KFC bucket up. It doesn't even smell like KFC, and it was all legs.
Oh, no.
But then we were so hungry, we then eating it. Then my friend Nisha, she's like, no, shall we complain? I'm like, well, we can't now. We're both eating it. But it didn't even smell like KFC.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did it put you off, though?
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't have
KFC
any
smell.
Yeah, it's got a distinctive smell, yeah.
And I love the smell.
So you've not had it since?
Nah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
I know. Have I? Tell a lie, I've had it once after that. And it kind of banged, but
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Come on, don't be part of that one experience. Come on.
All right, your biggest ick.
My biggest ick is when the guys, like, you know, when they're in their cars and they have to drive really fast to try and impress you. I'm like, that.
Yeah.
There's that. And also, you know, the guys on TikTok when they're like,
oh, I hate.
And they're licking it.
Yeah,
Like,
I hate posing guys on TikTok. What are you doing?
Why do you do this? Stop. Bambi says stop.
Nobody
likes it.
You know the boys that do outfit transitions? I don't know what it is. I can't. I just picture them like running back to their phone, like, and I can't.
Nothing makes me cringe more, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Okay. That is the end of our quick fire, and you were great.
And you, thank you for having me.
Of course. So before I let you go, what is next? What have you got coming up?
So I have a nice body of work I'm working on.
Yeah.
Which I'm very excited about, and I think it's time. because I've just been releasing singles recently, and just want to create a nice body of work for people to listen to one after the other.
Yeah.
That's the next plan.
Amazing. Can't wait. Bambi, it's been amazing having you here. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. And you guys can catch me next week at the same time. Until then, keep it locked to BritAsia TV.